one thing about Dungeons and Dragons that people like to do or like to delve into is the bringing up the production and the design of weapons such as firearms. Having guns in a fantasy setting really appeals to some people, and an important part of that would be gunpowder itself. Now, because gunpowder is an invention, and the new class of artificer invents things, it's completely natural for them to coincide, and thus the Pyrotechnician. Hello, welcome back, or welcome to DIS. I am this idiot, and you are hearing me speak again, or for the first time. Because of that, since you're hearing me speak, I suppose you can go live your life. Unless you are interested in this subclass. This subclass, the Artificer Pyrotechnician, is kind of that. Someone who invents bombs and fire stuff for fun. So without further ado, let's get into that. Artificer Specialist, Pyrotechnician. Fire has always called to you, beckoning you with its hunger for destruction, chaos, mayhem. You resonate with a flame's desire to be eternally free, consuming the power of everything in its path. You are its ambassador, its messenger, and its creator. Tool proficiency. When you adopt this specialization at 3rd level, you gain proficiency with Smith's tools. If you already have this proficiency, you gain proficiency with one other type of artisan's tools of your choice. Pyrotechnician spells. Starting at 3rd level, you always have certain spells prepared after you reach particular levels in this class. As shown in the Pyrotechnician spells table, these spells count as Artificer spells for you, but they don't count against the number of Artificer spells you prepare. Pyrotechnician spells, the Artificer level, and then the spells you learn. At 3rd level, you get Burning Hands and Hellish Rebuke. At 5th level, you get Agonizer's Scorcher and Scorching Ray. At 9th level, you get the Fireball and Melf's Minute Meteors. At 13th level, it's Wall of Fire and Fire Shield. And finally, at 17th level, you get Flame Strike and Immolation. Spark Crafter. At level 3, you learn how to craft magical fireworks. Using Tinker tools, you can take an action to magically conjure a number of fireworks equal to your intelligence modifier. Once you create a batch of fireworks, you cannot do so again until you finish a long rest, or until you expend a spell slot of 1st level or higher. The number of fireworks conjured after the first batch is equal to the spell slot's level. You cannot have a number of fireworks greater than your intelligence modifier created at a time. Creating more will result in your current fireworks being replaced. In addition, any unused fireworks disappear upon the completion of a long rest. A firework, once activated as a bonus action by setting its fuse alight, will shoot to a point you choose within 30 feet, and then explode in a 5-foot sphere in a color and pattern of your choosing. The explosion ignites flammable objects in its area that aren't being worn or carried. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC, taking 2d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Smoke Bomb. At level 5, you deepen your knowledge of powder-based explosives. You can now magically create and drop a smoke bomb using Smith's tools when threatened. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier per short rest. When you are hit by an attack, you can expend your reaction to detonate a smoke bomb, and then move a distance equal to half your movement speed, without provoking opportunity attacks. Upon detonation, a cloud of smoke with a radius of 10 feet is created. The area is heavily obscured. A moderate wind, 11 to 20 miles per hour, can disperse the smoke after 1 minute. And a strong wind, 21 or more miles per hour, can do so after one round. Flicker. At 9th level, you figure out how to deepen your study of flame. Your Spark Crafter damage is increased to 4d6. In addition, the range is now 60 feet, and the radius of the explosion is now 10 feet. And finally, Spark Mastery. At level 15, you gain true mastery over the crafting of magical explosives. Your Spark Crafter range is now 100 feet. The explosion will now also ignite flammable objects being worn or carried. The radius of your magically conjured smoke bombs is increased to 15 feet. And that is it. On to the review itself. Story-wise, I think it's really interesting, really intriguing. The blurb makes me think you're a little bit of a mad scientist thing, but I think you could easily flavor the subclass itself into being someone who enjoys the destructive nature of fire, but also likes to see how they can manipulate the flames and the heat and the intensity and all that fun stuff, because I think that'd be a little bit more interesting. The tool proficiency, that's nice, makes some sense. I feel like some other toolkit might make more sense. I'm not sure which one though. Maybe the Tinker's tools, but they all artificers get that, so there's that. Pyrotechnician spells make a lot of sense. They're all fire stuff, which is fantastic, because this is all about fire. Spark Crafter is really fun. One of those foundational features, because the lower level should be foundational, not too powerful at the beginning, but as you go, you upgrade it and it's better. Creating fireworks that can explode, making it kind of a small, like fireball, not dealing a lot of damage, but it's not really supposed to. It's used as a bonus action, which is really nice. So you can do that and then do like burning hands or a scorching ray or a firebolt. Smoke bomb is really cool. It's really fun because it's like a reaction where if you get hit, you can just toss one down and then you just kind of disappear, fade back, and not take damage. I feel like that's what it's supposed to be. That would be cool. Kind of working with like the ninja, using smoke bombs or whatever. That's cool. It's created and then it stays for a little while, which is cool. Flicker is pretty nice. Just increasing the Spark Crafter damage, so the damage from the fireworks increase a little bit. The radius is increased a bit, and the range is doubled. I think all of it is doubled. And then Spark Mastery at 15th level, so very powerful. The range is now 100 feet, and it can ignite flammable objects being worn or carried, which is nice. The radius of the smoke bombs is increased by 5 more feet, which is cool. I would kind of like if the explosion from the Spark Crafter for Spark Mastery was like increased just a little bit, maybe like 2 more d6s, so it's a 66. Because 46 is nice, but 66 is better. Makes it just seem a little more powerful than just a bigger range. And then it'd be a little more sizable for like a fireball, which they get at 9th level. But that's that. So I think that's nice. Let's see what else. Yeah, this is created by Shy Guy X on Reddit. I'll post a link of this thing and the Reddit thread and the creator and all that fun stuff in the descriptions below. Anything is overpowered or underpowered. I think it's all pretty balanced. It is a lot of fire-based stuff, which mechanically speaking is technically a very resisted damage type for monsters, so I always feel like those are kind of lessened, and you kind of forces you to get like elemental adept to get the fire magic to ignore the resistances. But that might just be my thought process. Let's see here. Is there anything else that I can think of? Not really. It looks really fun, really damage heavy, which is good. And being able to get away from damage is really good too. Maybe you should say with the smoke bomb, when you are hit by an attack, you use your reaction and you move, and you don't take that. The attack is disadvantage or something like that. So it shows what you're doing or whatever. I think that would make sense. It is similar-ish to the artillerist, but I don't think it's similar enough that it's like taking the place of it. It's definitely not any other subclass, which is great. And yeah, if there was anything I would change, I think it would definitely be this level 15 with a Spark Crafter fireworks. Just increasing the damage just a little more would be nice. Increase that, make it a little more understandable or whatever, or upgraded on par with like other level 15 abilities maybe. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else to say. Normally, normally I would start again with Barbarian next week, but I'm thinking my next video is probably going to be a shorter one, just kind of doing a little update, because, you know, I've been talking with people and they're like, yeah, I celebrate the little advancements and stuff, so I might do one where it's just kind of a short video being like, hey, thank you, whatever, for watching or subscribing, all that fun stuff. So that's going to be fun. And then I will start, not next week, but the week after, start with the Barbarian. And then doing the two videos a week, one on Wednesdays, like this one on Wednesdays, and then the other one will be on Saturdays, probably around the same time, where it's going to be the lore, or crafting the lore that would affect different settings or environments or people groups or whatever, based on how prevalent that specific subclass is to the people and to the fantasy races or species or what have you. I think that would be pretty cool. And we'll see how that goes. And I will be starting to do the magic item stuff, tacking it on after the Artificer, the next Artificer, and starting from doing one of each and also doing the lore, like crafting lore behind it, you know. If for common, of course, I would probably have more of an effect than like a legendary, but a legendary may have a lot of legends and stories around it to make it more heard of and known and like rare. So there's that. Yeah, join me next week. Join me next week for the the celebration, short celebration video about what we've done. Also, it's been a little over a year, which is amazing. I mean, not many people watch this YouTube channel, but I was kind of doing the same old, so hopefully I'm going to be putting more, do better. Of course, I am always interested in people to help me increase my quality and quantity of my videos, so that like help with editing or with reviewing or with video ideas or what have you, maybe doing like a tagline, maybe a logo, maybe we'll get to that when we get to that. I'll put my email will be down below, so you can contact me there or post a comment or whatever. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And share with your friends if you really enjoyed this. Share with your DM. You're like, ooh, I wanted to try that. That seems pretty cool. And then, yeah. You can email me. Let me know if there is some subclass or race or class or what have you, some homebrew thing that you would like for me to review and kind of talk about, kind of dive into crafting and creating lore. I'm really interested in that because I do like thinking about like, like with this Pyrotechnician. If this was somewhat common enough that there's a group of people in a specific city, how would that affect that city? And depending on the races, if it's a elven city or capital, or a gnomish or dwarvish or even tiefling or Goliath or what have you, that could help change things, tweak things, make them a little more interesting. That would be cool. But yeah, next week I'm going to be doing that celebratory video, which will be great, which will be fun. It'll probably be a short 5 minutes or less. And then we'll be starting a new year, kind of, together, which will be really fun. So I'll see you next week for that. Yeah, stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, and I'll see you next week for the celebration. Alright, this idiot out.